I have a lot of connections with Kilkenny over the years. Got my first tattoo off a guy called Dirty Mick at the top of the street. My first gig outside of Dundalk was in Billy Burns when I was 18, supporting Thomas, one of the crew here. So it's been very good to me. Rothe House as well. I played here last year as part of the Arts Festival. Aside from Dundalk and Dublin, I've spent the most time in Kilkenny than anywhere else in Ireland. So it feels right that I'm here, and I'm grateful to be involved in the Arts Festival. I'm grateful that people are using their initiative, kicking up a bit of dust, trying to support the arts. You know, and for me, it's like I need to get into the ring for the fight, for the medicine of playing. So live gigs aside, this is the next best thing. That's the highest it gets. Yeah, yeah, the song is about Kilkenny. I moved to Kilkenny 2 months ago, to Michael Street. Beautiful old house with my girlfriend. And there's a wild garden at the back. We have the privilege of having that space. Beautiful Polish neighbours. It wrote itself, you know. But I thought I'd play it because it has that local connotation. On Michael Street, we convalesce. Neighbours speaking Polish, did most of the talking. In the wild garden, wrapped in blankets, we watch the solar lights open their eyes at night. I'm afraid of that cowardly condition. I am here of my own volition. Been spent by the sun and my skin is stinging. Excuse the pun, but you're beaming. I love you with no expectations. Sometimes I'm rattled by your name. Movable rest upon your chest, I can hear the grass grow. Today devoid of confusion, inadvertently I make my way towards drainage, confidently ploughing into my youth. On Michael Street, we boiled 2 eggs. You gave me a look of one. I dug deep and passed the plate around. Of your body, I am conscious. Of your being, I am in awe. Walking barefoot across the kitchen, proudly paused by the window and spoke of the wonders of fresh flowers and trust in Brazilian music. There was a rhythm in the room of the home. We've come a long way since Christchurch in the cold. I love you with no expectations. Sometimes I'm rattled by your name. The movable rest upon your chest, I hear the grass grow. Today devoid of confusions, inadvertently I make my way towards drainage, confidently ploughing into my youth. Inadvertently I make my way towards drainage, confidently ploughing into my youth. On Michael Street we convalesce.
This is kind of the first airing for that new tune.
It is,
first
yeah.
time you've sung it in public. How did it feel?
Beautiful. I'm in a beautiful space. It's a nice song to play. It feels appropriate to play it because of where it came from. But when I do video sessions, radio interviews, I always like I have a tradition where I like to sneak in a new song to keep it interesting for self, you know. So I'm glad that I did.
Yeah, I just need to do the card.
Yeah, Big Boys Must Cry. That's coming out on a live album called Alchemy and Prose on the 29th of August for Record Store Day. So I wanted to throw that in there. And it's the message in it is just that. It's embracing your vulnerability as a man. It's about dealing with anxiety, dealing with the fire in the gut. If you're living in an untruth, you feel it in your gut. My gut was inflamed. I was going through delirium, madness, and that's what the song is for me. It's a vessel to pour all these emotions into, to vent. It's a creative catharsis. And you know, I had a conversation last night about men's mental health, and still that stigma is attached in the music industry as well. Young lads coming up, there's a certain expectation to behave a certain way, you know, and self-care kind of goes out the window. You know, you're young, but how long can you sustain that for, you know? And we need to speak about it more in the music industry, if you want to call it an industry, whatever it is. Just as men come together, embrace our own vulnerability, share. Women are much better at it than we are, so we need to pick up where the example that we've been shown and open up and just express ourselves. There's nothing to be ashamed of, you know. Yeah, there's a reliving of the song every time you step back into it, and that can be detrimental. Depends what headspace you're in when you wrote it, you know. But in order for me to believe what I'm saying, I need to go back there. Sometimes you can't process things until you write them out of yourself, and that song in particular, I needed to draw the poison from the wound, as it were, you know. So when I step back into it, I still have to poke my finger into that wound, but it's not as vicious as it used to be. That's the gift of songwriting. That's the gift of being able to express. That's the benefit of it. You're clearing out the well all the time. You're filling it up, and you're clearing it out again. You're a deep sea diver, you know.
I'm going to stay in this lens and then go to what?
The first one for safety.
Madness began to stir in me, came from the heart of my gut. My Neolithic mind became engulfed by half-truths. I felt I was inflamed, though I could not even breathe. Anxiety, the parasite had robbed me, left me marooned on an island. On a motorway around a bird, I slept with the cold. A soggy copy of Lolita by my head. Plastic bags and indifference for a bed. Gaelic legends came carrying a canvas. Inspiration gave birth to a sadness. Doing petrol rags and porcelain shawls. Consumed the carnage on my western front. Rhyming couplet kiss to the sound of smashing delphin laughter. Who came with the ivory angel? Declared his throat, darling, pass no remarks. Big boys must cry. Big boys must cry. Big boys must cry. Tell your father, tell your brother, tell your granddad. The Pendulum's begun to swing again. You're queuing up, tell your friends, tell your friends. Roll up, get a good look. I became used to the idea of being well again, speaking the language of my own soul. With cupped hands I drank from the pool of reflection. If happiness is growth, these are growing pains. And in the silent shade of thought I spoke your name again. I lit a fire with your old Theosaurus. I got 2 buses to learn a verse and a chorus from a sick kid in his mother's kitchen, who said the answers exist in plain sight, and you're dead by living an outrageous life. A rhyming couplet kiss, tender smashing delphin laughter. Who came with the ivory angel? He cleared his throat down and passed no remarks. No, big boys must cry. Oh, big boys must cry. Oh, big boys must cry. Oh, big boys must cry. Big boys must cry. Oh, big boys must cry. Oh, big boys must cry. Tell your father, tell your brother, tell your granddad. The pendulum's begun to swing again. They're queuing up, tell your friends, tell your friends. Roll up, get a good look. Big boys must cry. Big boys must cry. Big boys must cry. Big boys must cry. You know, never mind as an artist, as a human being, what is life without art? You know, I'm talking about, you know, comedy, poetry, music, cinema, you know, dance. What is life without art? And people need to, especially during this time, ask themselves that question. How would their life be if you remove all those things? So the fact that I get a chance today to express myself and, as I said, get back into the ring, the Arts Festival is just essential. And I think we can take it for granted because there's a necessity there with Irish people. We have to play, we have to express, we have to tell stories, we have to create. So there's an expectation almost, you know, and you can kind of, you can take it for granted. So the likes of the Kilkenny Arts Festival and people that are using their initiative to bring us together again, to express and to just release that valve that's been building up over the last 3 or 4 months. There is a creative tsunami coming because of all this, you can feel it. But the likes of the Kilkenny Arts Festival are helping just remove the dam, unblock the dam. So.